Hello and welcome to the Twin Snakes Club Bond vehicle collection. We're going to take a look at all of James Bond's cars made by Corgi. The Corgi brand of 007 is just absolutely sky high, isn't it? I think they're the highest selling toy cars in the world ever. And I love them. To me, Bond is, girls, guns, martinis, in cars. That is what we're looking at. And today we're going to look at the ultimate, the best one, number one favorite, not just Bond car, but toy car ever made. No, DB5, you get back there. Not you. It's the Lotus. There we go. The Lotus Esprit, the Wet Nellie, as they call it. I've been calling things Wet Nellies for years, but I didn't realise what I was referring to. But because, if you remember, the little helicopter that Q gives him in You Only Live Twice is called Little Nellie. And this is Q's pride and joy, his Wet Nellie. So this Lotus Esprit, kitted out, and the great thing about it in the film is they don't show us everything. Q doesn't show him everything. It's a surprise to the viewer. So when he goes into the water, you then see the transformation of the car into the submarine. Let's have a look. Let's see how that works. Now, there are buttons here. I've got to be careful because unlike the other cars, I've got all my little rockets in there. So if I press the wrong button, they're all going to come flying out. So let's keep my fingers on there. And I think, there we go. That's it. That's the button. So let's find a good way of doing this. Bang. There we are. The fins come out. Back rudders. Isn't that lovely? And there we go. Into the water. Now, obviously in the film he hasn't got his code number written across the bonnet. Not very discreet. But I think a bit like the Saint car, which had the big Saint logo on the front. Also Roger Moore. I think that makes a nice touch to it, just for the toy. You know immediately what you've got when you're a kid. Love it. And look at that. Really nice. Corgi 007 Lotus Esprit. Quite basic underneath. But in the film, if you remember, when it is in sub mode, all of this is just blank. Isn't that cool? And I think here, let's find one of it. Bang. There we go. There's two just gone. Let's put those back in because I don't want to lose those, or the cat will have them. Luckily, this is not an original 70s model. This is one of the redos. The one came with a really awesome little die-cast jaws. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that was the scale for Richard Keel. You know, these cars are pretty small when you're up against one. And he was a big boy. But I love this little Jaws model. And it came with that, and it came with at least 5 other little rockets. So they're stashed away in the little box with all my other little rockets. Now, isn't that beautiful? One thing that does annoy me slightly, not about this car at all, but the fact that they haven't made a normal version of the car, just a white Lotus Esprit in this scale. Doesn't have to be this plain white. It can be the one that has the turbo written on it from For Your Eyes Only. But 136 normal white Lotus, that would be nice. Corgi, if you're listening. But let's put this back in. Lovely. Now, this has got a little baby brother, hasn't it? Yeah, certainly has. Let's park you up there. You've got a little baby brother. These were Corgi Juniors. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Originally, it had the 007 on the front as well. Stick. I need to get one. This was pretty battered, so I gave it a little bit of white paint, as you can see there. Because these toys were played with like hell. When I was a kid, this Batmobile, Superman ship with the fists at the front, you know, these toys were absolutely played with. The Buck Rogers ship, ubiquitous in my childhood. Everyone had them. There we go, Corgi Juniors. So that's cute. This was given to me by a great guy called Dan Alderman, really good friend of mine. And he sent me a message saying, do you know what? I know you're a Bond fan. I've had this knocking around for years. So I said, yeah, go on then. Thank you very much. Picked it up, gave it a little bit of a clean up, tidy up. I'll probably purchase, you can get little reproduction stickers for that, just to make it look even nicer. But there we go. I've got the two. There we go. Got that Madonna and child there. Aren't they lovely? So I know there's going to be DB5 lovers out there, but for me, this is the Bond car. This is the one I would love to see revived, even just for a cameo for Bond driving. The DB5 has been done to death, literally, and then brought back, and then done again, and brought back again. You know, leave it alone, let it rest, and drive a little Lotus, just, you know, just for people like me, us 70s Bond kids. So there we go, the Lotus and the Junior. Wonderful. So from the Twin Snakes Club, ciao for now.